Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Kurt on Cougs, a post-game cooldown after the Cougs win over the Arizona Wildcats 41-19. Great game for the Cougs, we'll dive into that, but first, just a look around college football. Today overall has been a good day for the favorites, not a whole lot of upsets. The Nittany Lions of Penn State were a little close. Playing against USC, I believe they had to come back from something like 20-6 at the half. 133-30 in OT. Texas putting on a dominant performance over Oklahoma. Yeah, I think the Longhorns are legit. They are back. This could be their year. And of course, there's a lot of big games going on right now. You got like LSU, Ole Miss. You got Florida, Tennessee. You got Iowa State, West Virginia. Of course, the game of the day, Ohio State, Oregon. And so, yeah, lots of big matchups all across the board. Be really exciting to see what happens there. And then another BYU team is in action tonight. BYU women's volleyball is currently playing against TCU. Last I checked the score, I believe they were up 21-18 in the third set with the sets tied 1-1. And so things are looking pretty good for the Cougars in volleyball. So hopefully they manage to pull that one out. That's another top 25 showdown. So big game. All right, now diving into BYU's dominant win over Arizona. First of all, I really like it. Really good game. Starting on the offensive side, the offense was pretty efficient. Jake Ratzliff throwing 2 touchdowns, I believe a little over 200 yards, no turnovers most importantly. Very nice, very impressive. Exactly what you want to see. And the running game was also pretty good. It was pretty effective. Now, of course, I know the stats on that are probably going to be hurt a little bit by the way things were going at the end of the game when BYU was just trying to run clock, running pretty much the same play, just up the middle, trying to run out clock, which I think is a good call in that situation as well. But of course, naturally, you're not going to get a whole lot of yards like that because your opponents are going to be keying in on that. And so, yeah, that lowers it a little bit. But I think I remember hearing that at some point, either late in the third, early in the fourth, BYU was averaging 6 yards a carry, which is pretty good. Like, they were doing a good job toting the rock today. Definitely helped to have LJ Martin back. He had a 2-touchdown performance, so that was pretty exciting. That trick play by Parker Kingston, that was pretty impressive. He also had a good day. He threw the touchdown pass as well as caught one. So very impressive performance all around. Really good for the offense. I would call this an A performance. And then moving over to the defense, only gave up 19 points. And also one of my favorite things was just the fact that they weren't allowing big plays. Like when Arizona scored, like for example, there was one drive that I believe took like 8 or 9 minutes, and they only yielded 3 points. And so I think that's great. Make opponents earn it. Make them take time. Make them take the clock. Especially when you're ahead, that really helps. And so defense played a really good game. 4 turnovers in this one. And all of them very, very impactful. Because, of course, you got the Tanner Wall interception right on the goal line to prevent a touchdown, and then, or at least to stop that drive, allow no points there. And then you also had the Jacob Robinson pick. I feel like that is the play that ultimately changed the course of the game. First play out of the locker room from halftime. Huge, amazing play, charging the quarterback, getting up, managed to deflect the ball, have the concentration to come down with that. It was just huge. Then, of course, you got Isaiah Glasker forcing the fumble that was recovered by Taggart. Very big. And then to end the game, to kind of seal it, put the final nail in the coffin, you had that pick 6 by Isaiah Glasker. And so all-around great game by the defense. They got really good pressure on Noah Fifita. Didn't let him get loose too much, which I really liked. Didn't let him get going, throwing deep. So, yeah, really good job by both sides of the ball. If I were to give an MVP award for this game, on both sides of the ball, on offense, I don't know. It's a tough one. A lot of good players. I'm going to go with Parker Kingston, honestly, though, for scoring those, for being part of those first 2 touchdowns. Great job by him there. And I feel like there's a lot of guys that could get it. LJ Martin, of course, Jake Ratzlaff. And then over on the defensive side, I'm going to go with Isaiah Glasker. He forced the fumble and then also took in the pick 6. So great game by him as well. And so, yeah, solid all-around performance. My takeaways are that this offense is showing they can really move the ball. They can really play a good, solid, complete game. I mean, of course, still struggles on third down, still there. But overall, that doesn't change the fact that this is a really good football team. And yeah, 6-0, bowl eligible. I'm just so grateful, especially after last year. You know, you only win 5 games the entire season. And so it's great to see this improvement. Really exciting. And yeah, going forward, I think BYU, I can now confidently say they are definitely a contender to go to the Big 12 title game. Now, will they win that game? Will they make it even? Who knows? But I definitely think they are a legitimate contender to consider at this point, especially with Utah taking that rough loss last night. You know, teams we thought would be in Oklahoma State and Kansas have kind of fallen behind the pack. So yeah, Cougars got a real shot at this. Such an awesome world we're living in with this. And also, shout out to my dad from this morning. His bold prediction was correct. BYU did have 3+ turnovers, which was a huge factor in this game. So yeah, great win. And of course, next week, taking on Oklahoma State. Personally, I feel really good about that game. That's a home game, night game. Oklahoma State been struggling a little bit recently. And I think I also saw something about how they will be starting a new quarterback in that game. So that could go either way. I've seen both, you know, where a new quarterback comes in, struggles, or where he comes in and just lights us up. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. But hey, at least for now, celebrating the moment. Let's go. Cougars get big noon kickoff, and then they perform well in the game. Dominant win over Arizona. Awesome stuff. Let's go, Cougs.